Hello everyone, welcome to this week's podcast. Really special one for us. We're a few minutes late because this lady has been super busy. I'm not going to introduce her, I'm going to let her introduce herself, tell you how busy she's been with a very, very busy morning here. Over to our special guest.
It's Deputy Prime Minister, proud Northerner, basic instinct enthusiast, and now fourth sexiest woman in the UK, Angela Rayner, and welcome to another no-brainer with Angela Rayner. Well, it has been a very productive week for us Labourers. It might be the holidays for some people, but for us, we have been out and about showing the British public how dedicated we are to delivering for the British people, and we do not take time off. We just keep going and going. And I am here up in Scotland at the moment. I have been really enjoying working with Scott.
I've enjoyed working with you as well, Angela. We've got some exciting things here. We're going to be talking about service accommodation. Let's get these slides up, shall we? You have been super busy this week, as you have said. A proud advocate of service accommodation. I absolutely love that. So, Angela, let's get right into it today. And we are proud to have you on the podcast.
And welcome to another no-brainer with Angela Rayner. Now, it's not just a no-brainer with Angela Rayner this week. I have got with me a special guest from another podcast, and that is the podcast called
Pillow Talk. So guys, I'm delighted to have this. This is something special for me. We're having a little bit of fun here, but we are talking about service accommodation. Let me get Angela up on the screen, taking a break here from her property down in Brighton and Hove. You have seen it all over the media, all everywhere. Angela's fantastic new property. Great to see she's an advocate of service accommodation and building wealth. And guys, we are going to be talking about just that topic. Service accommodation, building wealth, not just that, but we're going to be talking about how to protect it. Now, guys, need to be honest, we have special software here. This is secrets, not for anyone that votes Labour, because we're going to be sharing the secrets. Angela is going to be sharing her secrets about building wealth, and we can't let Labour voters know this. It goes against the Labour policies. So, guys, we're here with Angela. Let's jump in and see the content of these slides. Now, Angela is proud to show me a brand new property, £800,000, second property there, holiday homes, service accommodation, absolutely fantastic. What are we going to cover today, Angela? Right, we're talking about MPs' love for service accommodation. Not just Angela here, but absolutely most MPs. We're going to see most MPs love this strategy. The tax secrets of the wealthy. Hi guys, we've said in this last slide, we've got software to stop any Labour people coming in, so we can share these secrets with you guys. Labour can pay all the tax, and people like Angela and us can save that money there. Tax isn't for the politicians, guys. It's for the voters. So we're going to share some of the secrets. We'll have a nice chat. We're going to be talking about the tax secrets. Now, guys, I'm talking about service accommodation here, but there is other resources. If you want to check out stuff about buy-to-lets, I have some other lots of stuff online on YouTube. We'll share those resources. If you've got any questions for Angela as we go through, please pop them in. Put that little banner on. There we go. Lovely. Ask your questions live, guys. Let's get into the topic. We're going to be covering service accommodation and tax building strategies. Before we do that, we're going to have a little look at why service accommodation. Why is Angela such an advocate of service accommodation? Number one, buy-to-let landlords been pushed out by the large build-to-rent investors. Guys, when we say build-to-rent, what does this look like? Well, definitely legal in general. Lloyd Bank, the banks and venture capital companies, and the people that own shares in the venture capital companies and venture capital companies like BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, all these guys will be buying up residential properties. And unfortunately, people like you won't be landlords anymore. The big venture capital companies, people like Angela, will be landlords. But for the average person, we have been pushed out with tax as well. So going to be very, very hard to be a landlord in the UK. The reason we love service accommodation, don't we, is that politicians and the ultra wealthy will always have second homes, guys, regardless of them telling us there's a housing shortage and telling us not to have second homes and that second homes are bad and it's taking away affordable housing, it's ruining areas. We know politicians and the ultra wealthy, guys, we're all the same. Politicians are just one sub-segment of the ultra wealthy, people with success, people with control and power. These guys will always have second homes. So regardless of everyone else in the UK being told this is a bad thing, guys, everyone that is wealthy is going to have some second homes. I'm sorry, Angela, I'm blocking your face there. That is unfair. And the third reason I love service accommodation, guys, is that I think it's a market that is kind of depression proof. People with money will always have money. In fact, people that are ultra wealthy, including politicians, as we go into depressions and recessions, they make money. So when the average person is losing money and is having hard financial times, it increases the wealth of the ultra wealthy. So it's a kind of converse and correlation to bad times equaling good times for them. Guys, people with money are always going to afford second homes. They're always going to be going on holiday. So I think this is a market segment that we love to be in. We don't want to be in something that is going to be taken away when people don't have spare disposable income. We want to be operating in markets that have affluence and wealth. Makes sense? Put some questions in as we go through, guys. Right, next, MPs, and these are statistics. So we've been chatting. We're not going to say anything out of turn here. We're not making assumptions. We're not telling lies. We're not doing anything. We're just simply using stuff in the public domain and data in this presentation. MPs are 3 times more likely to own second homes than the public. I had all these statistics and all these links. We don't have time to chat about them. But guys, MPs love second homes. They tell you not to get them, guys. But hey, we're going to elevate ourselves. We will play by the same rules as the people that make the rules. And that's what this presentation is all about. So if MPs are 3 times more likely, there is a good reason for that. And that's because it's service accommodation. Right, we've had a little chat here. Obviously, we don't want any Labour people slipping through our AI software that stops people seeing this. It shouldn't have come up in people's feeds if they voted Labour, because Angela's sharing some secrets that really goes against the party here. So we need to be tight-lipped, but we are going to share some secrets of the politicians and the ultra wealthy, guys. So we're going to put them into 2 categories here. The politicians and the ultra wealthy, kind of the same thing here. Let's go. A small disclaimer before I start, guys. Now, I'm not a tax specialist. I'm not giving you financial advice. We're not sharing any secrets from the Houses of Parliament here. We're not sharing anything we shouldn't be. Everything we're going to do here is from news articles and from things that have actually happened over the last few years. So all these tax saving strategies are in the public domain. I'm not giving you financial advice. We're just sharing some things that the MPs are known for doing. And guys, if the MPs are doing it, then there's 2 things you want to look at. The things MPs are telling you to do, you want to do the opposite. And you want to do what the MPs are doing, because they're going to be doing the opposite of what they're telling you. This, sorry, Angela, is a great example. I'm telling you not to invest in second homes if it's bad, putting tax surcharges on them, saying it's taking away affordable housing. But we can see MPs are 3 times more likely than you and I to own second homes and holidays. So the nice little rule that I always go by, we play by the same rules as the people that set the rules. And we do the opposite of what the MPs are telling us to do. This is wise. So what Angela does, definitely for the Labour side. Right, so tip number 1 here, guys, is setting up a tax-efficient business. Lots of people out there just buying properties in their own name. We've seen so many things. I think even this week, Rachel Reeves was announcing she's going to get £50 billion off of you. By national insurance, putting national insurance onto your buy-to-let earnings. We can't write mortgage interest off since the introduction of Section 24 a few years back. But what the MPs, what we know, and the ultra-wealthy, is setting up a tax-efficient business allows you to make the maximum amount of money and avoid all these taxes that the average person is going to pay. That makes sense. Let's see what the politicians do. Well, there's loads of things. I had a wide range of tax avoidance things for MPs, but what have we got here? yeah, avoiding taxes on second jobs, setting up companies. So guys, I'm not going to go too much into detail. You can find all this online. I'm sorry, Angela, I keep putting that in the way of your face. But setting up a business is a fantastic way to minimize your tax. And again, guys, what we're talking about here, everything we're talking about. Thank you, Leonard. Richard Leonard. You made a comment. It was like, I think you're getting Angela Rayner on. So yes, people doubted me when I was getting Angela Rayner, and she's here with her no-brainer strategy of service accommodation. So guys, setting up businesses is just a smart way to do things, not only for tax, but it protects you as well. And everything we're talking about here is essentially playing by the rules. There's nothing that we are doing illegal. Right, my slides back up. Let's rattle through these. The next one that politicians like to do is employing family members and having alphabet shares of your business. Don't worry too much about alphabet shares and what all that means, guys. But having a business and setting it up tax efficiently with advisors, not me. Angela has great advisors here, no doubt at taxpayers' expense. I cannot say that it's a certain. I'm making assumptions there. There's no accusations. But tax advice is absolutely necessary. You can set businesses up, set whole companies, all this structure, guys, and put your family members in it. Remember, Angela and her party are going to be increasing your inheritance tax. Who knows how high that's going to go? Could it be 100% by the time you pass your assets on? Putting it into a business, putting all your family members and children into it in a legal and tax efficient way. And we mentioned alphabet shares there, guys. It's just a way to get those dividends and those national insurance contributions down. Remember, Rachel Reeves today, this week, has been talking about raiding it. It's only going to get worse, guys. So we need to have it in a business. And why a business? Why would we put it in a business? Because the government and politicians and the ultra wealthy know the majority of people will have their assets in their own personal names. They're going to get taxed. They're going to get taken off from an inheritance tax, capital gains tax, and every other tax. And I'm going to say some taxes we can't even conceive of yet, some new super taxes in. But politicians are not going to be paying these taxes because they're all in businesses, and some of the other strategies I'm just about to show you. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, well, there we go. What's this? 41 MPs using loophole to employ their wives to not pay tax. So these guys are employing family members. I do believe it's illegal for MPs to do that, so hopefully that's been closed. But historically, MPs employing their family members on the tax dollar isn't legal. But hey, there's 41 Tory MPs. With somebody making a comment, well, why are you having a go at Angela? It's unfair. Why do you give Angela a hard time? Guys, this is politicians. I'm not giving Angela. Angela's got some amazing strategies here. I am envious. I can't afford a third home, a home at £800,000 quite yet. I can't afford it. I am envious, and I like her attitude and values of building wealth, protecting it, guys. So absolutely nothing against Angela. I'm an advocate of our service accommodation strategy, maybe not other things. It's not about that. There's lots of examples for guys in here, and it's not against the Labour Party. All politicians and parties are the exact same, taking their orders from the same place, guys. It's a little bit of a game and a pantomime, whether it's Tory or Labour, it's all the same. So no hardship against Angela. We're friends, and we've been vaping, we've been out drinking wine, we've been in Loch Lomond. That's why she's got the dry robe on. It's fresh from the shores, drinking wine. But gentlemen are the same in this, as we've seen here. So guys, it happens. What's the next one? Special connections. I really like this one. We know politicians and people have special connections. Many mentors out there saying your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth, guys. And this is true, especially in government. There's a lovely example there. What's this? I don't know the number. It's 122 million quid somebody made from their connections from the political parties, or is it 200 million? PPE that didn't meet legislation, it's now getting sued. Well, we're going to get away with that fully. This is one example of how using your network is amazing. Now, we're not politicians. We cannot earn £200,000. We don't have access to defence firms. We're not guaranteed board seats on Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson and BlackRock, Vanguard and the banks. So we can't do these little favours to get these jobs and these positions once we leave political life. And we can't do that, but we can build our network. We can be around amazing people. Was it Jim Rohn, guys? I think it was Jim Rohn that says you're the sum total of the 5 people you spend time with. Well, if the politicians spend time with the leaders, the people that give them the rules, the people that tell them what to do, the big corporations, the big banks, the investment companies, the BlackRock, etc., they're there in the upper echelon, the people making the rules in power that we probably aren't even aware of. That's going to pull them up. That's going to get them access to lots of things rather than pulled down by these voters, the people, their constituents. We don't worry about the constituents because we don't want to be the sum total of the constituents. We want to be up above. So when we're spending time with these elite, wealthy people, guys, your network is your net worth, and that's your connections. And it definitely happens in government. So, guys, if it happens in government, you know my motto: I will play by the same rules as the politicians and the people that make the rules. There we go. This is the next one. Understand the rules and playing the system. Guys, I mean, I'm saying playing the system. There's no accusations of any wrongdoing here. Remember, the people that are always abiding by the rules make the rules. The politicians and the people above them make the rules, but they're never going to make rules that eradicates their own personal wealth. When you see the tax things coming in, when you see all these different rules and regulations and new things coming in, isn't going to be the politicians and the people in power making them that says, I've just lost £1 billion because I've done the right thing for the economy. These people will always have tax measures in place. So there are rules set, there are new taxes been given to you and money taken away from you every single month, it seems. But that doesn't apply to politicians and the ultra wealthy because they understand the rules. They're actually making the rules and setting them. So you can guarantee the people making the rules are never, ever just going to wipe billions off their net worth. So we can play the system, we can learn the rules, we can understand them, and we can play in the same level playing field as the ultra elite. Oh, there's a nice one there, guys. Fury is MP spared from second home council tax charges. Here, absolutely delighted, pleased, whatever he's pleased with there, I don't know, but it would be taking money out of your and my bank accounts and helping his friends get some money for his future job there, whatever that is, and whatever investment bank and company that may be. So he's delighted, he's got a future job, but I can guarantee you these little rules, they're not applying to them, but they apply to us, guys. If you're a service accommodation operator, you know your business may just have been wiped out by the second rule surcharges. It might be wiped out with the new tax that Rachel Reid's going to announce. Whatever that is, we know it's coming. Inheritance tax, everything you've ever built up is just going to be eradicated. And actually, you can have £1 million portfolio, guys, in your property when you die, in your estate when you die, and be left with a tax bill. But not for politicians and the ultra elite. They know the wealth strategies. They know the way around it, guys. So all we need to do is follow what these guys do. And they're exempt from second home surcharges. Next, taxpayer-funded wealth building. I'll give you a few examples of this. Now, this is going to be a hard one for us to do. Angela and the team can do that. I can't, unfortunately. But there are ways that you can get funding for things, build businesses, get certain contracts, guys, build certain business streams in certain sectors, and you will get funding for this. You'll get government backing. Hey, you know the bank's too big to fail. They can extract all the money out of the tax system that you pay tax for, and it goes in to billionaires. It fuels billionaires' yachts, gives them some money to get some fuel in their planes. So, guys, let's have a look at some of these. Taxpayer-funded. MPs claim £1 million in 6 years to heat their second homes. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting, because a lot of businesses have went under with the heating bills there, guys. The surcharge on the heating bills for the net zero to take this money out and give it to private corporations. What, guys, who knows the surcharge on electricity? Is it 75%? Surely electricity and heating is a fundamental human right, but we have a tax on it to take the money out of your pockets and give it to corporations. What's the next one? There's more Tories made a huge £6 million selling taxpayer-funded second homes, and they won't say whether they paid tax. I don't know that story, but I'm pretty sure if you pay tax and you were legit, you would be saying that. So what we want to do, go back to that slide. taxpayer-funded wealth building, and we want to get in that action because how the politicians are doing it, guys, why wouldn't we? It's only fair. This is a really interesting one that if you take advice on can save you millions of pounds. Trusts, overseas companies and offshore accounts. Just having things in your own personal name isn't enough. You know, the politicians can just, the HMRC can jump into bank accounts and take money out. They can freeze bank, they can freeze money. But the ultra wealthy aren't going to be having freezes on their money, and politicians' bank accounts aren't just going to be taking money out. If we looked at the previous slide about not paying tax on home sales, the government isn't taking money out of government employees' bank accounts, so they don't need to worry about it, but we do. So they're going to have trusts, things in their name, absolutely invincible. They're going to have overseas companies and offshore accounts. Not going to give you too many examples of this because there's just so many of it. But again, they're not doing anything wrong. Nothing in this little presentation, guys, is a criticism. Not a criticism of Angela, not a criticism of anybody out there, because they set the rules and they're playing by the rules that they make. So it's only fair that we get a chance to play by those rules as well. So what's an example of this? The Duke of Westminster will not pay billions. It's in a trust. Guys, there's a lot of negativity around this, but the Duke of Westminster isn't doing anything wrong. It's the rules set by the government, and he's playing by the rules. That is all that is happening. That young man can have a £9 billion inheritance, but if you've got a £1 million property with some capital gains tax, a mortgage, and inheritance tax, you may be left with a £60,000 bill for your estate. You might be in negative equity when you sell your £1 million property, but the £9 billion portfolio doesn't get taxed. Now, it does get taxed in a slightly different way. So the headlines are quite misleading that he didn't pay tax. He didn't pay inheritance tax on that. But again, that is a very tax efficient way to have his £9 billion so that they didn't need to sell the assets to pay whatever inheritance tax bill was due there, because it wasn't due, because it was slightly different, because it's in a trust. Nothing illegal, it's just a smart way to do it, guys. And remember, are taxes going to go up or down? Is your personal wealth here going to get taxed more, or are you going to get more money back in the bank? Is inheritance tax going to go down? Is capital gains tax going to go down? I don't believe it is. If anybody believes that inheritance tax is going to plummet, if national insurance, all these taxes are going to go down to help us and keep money in our bank account rather than giving it to the private companies, put something in the chat. I think we'll all agree that taxes are definitely going to go up. So you want to have things like the Duke of Westminster all planned. I think if you see Rishi Sunak and all these guys, they've got that all sorted. Absolutely no problem. Right, guys, I'll give you some tax tips there. A lot of those tax tips we can just implement. The politicians write the rules. Angela's friends in government write the rules. They abide by the rules. They not loopholes. They follow the rules to the letter that they've written. Guys, we can do that as well. So there's some smart ways to protect your wealth. But some of it is a little bit above my pay grade. I don't have contacts in government. Despite my new friend Angela, we're going to go for a little swim. I've got my dry robe as well. We'll go for a little swim after this. Maybe a wee glass of vino on the beach. But apart from that, friendship, I don't have connections. I can't set all these things up quite yet. But my business is Pillow Partners, and I can help you with your serviced accommodation. Just like Angela's bought her amazing pad down the beach as a second home, and myself and my fantastic team can also help you. What's some of the things that we can do to help you guys build wealth like Angela there? We can manage your properties, whether it's a short-term rental property or a traditional buy-to-let, guys. We have done that for 20 years, so we would love to help you with that. I always love this little map. If somebody's joining us for the first time, it's the first time you see it, but this little map represents, it's a real thing, all my team across the UK. We've got one property manager, we're trying to get one property manager everywhere in the UK, and they will be an expert in your area for buy-to-let or serviced accommodation. So we can manage your properties. And we can help you source investments. Again, the team here, experts are on their specific area. All of the property management team, when people say, Scott, where should I invest in property or serviced accommodation? Well, I like to see what you want first and then pass you to one of the team. And they will tell you the exact postcodes. Emma, the Glasgow and Renfrew property manager, we had a call with someone from the community and knew the exact postcodes. I forget. They wanted to do Renfrewshire. There's exact postcodes in Paisley to do, so we can look at that, help you source some properties. Well, not property sources, but we can advise you on the best properties to get. We can help you with that if you don't know the area and don't know the industry. Feasibility reports and projections, guys. You don't want to jump in. When Angela's £800,000 property there, she will have had some stuff. How much money would that make? How much is the mortgage going to be? Can we cover those costs if we had to rent that out? Hopefully we'll get that property to manage when Angela's away doing some stuff in Parliament. We can rent that out, cover our costs, make some money for her, make that whole £800,000 investment absolutely free for her because it's going to pay the mortgage. But to do that and to get funding for that type of money, unless we're friends in banks, which we don't as investors really, we need to do some feasibility studies, reports, and make sure that the investment stacks up. So the team can do that for you as well. Full property setup. Give Angela's busy. She's in the Houses of Parliament. She's changing lives. She's helping the Labour people all across the UK. Not got time to set her property up. Our team down there, in fact, Lindsay is now down there. So if you're watching, Lindsay, this might be a property for you. Nice pad down on the coast in Hove, I believe. Lindsay would set that up for Angela fully. She can do the stuff in the Houses of Parliament, whatever it is, Westminster. Lindsay stays really near. She'd be able to set that up from a totally blank canvas to a fully operational business. Where we got next? We're coming to the end, guys. I'm going to get this done in less than half an hour, so Angela can go for a wee drink in the beach. Partner to set up your own management company. So we've mentioned Lindsay, we've mentioned Emma. These guys are business partners of mine. They're experts in their area. We are looking to get one in each part of the UK. So guys, if you would love to be part of Pillow, have my political connections to help you with all your tax planning. That right? Get in with the right people. Your network is your net worth. That's right, isn't that right, Angela? It's a no-brainer. Angela Rayner. So if you would love to be one of the team members, we'd love to join. We're just looking for like-minded people, passionate people. And although we're having a little bit of fun on this podcast, there's some really, really serious topics behind it. We're talking about wealth, we're talking about building a business, we're talking about building a perfect work-life balance with a business that is all protected for future generations. So I'm having a little bit of fun here, but there's a serious message behind it, especially when it comes to setting up your own management company alongside Pillow. And guys, I've got an estate agency, so we can sell your holiday home or buy-to-let investment. Lots of stuff we can do around that. Guys, I've put that to questions. So I'm going to finish up to make that under the last half an hour. We've had a little bit of fun on this. We've used a kind of recent topic in the news about service accommodation investments. But what I wanted to do here was highlight that the top 1% of people there are playing by different rules. They set the rules, they make the rules, and they play by them. A lot of people in the bottom 9%, 99% of which I am in, don't know these rules exist. They just operate the way we operate, guys. We need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our families and our businesses about what's coming down the line. Guys, there's lots of stuff going to be happening here. The taxes that we know of are, one, going to be raised, probably quite dramatically. Number two, the thresholds and all these different things are going to be lowered, so that's doubling it up. Tax, the percentages that take off you is going to be raised. But secondly, the threshold and the allowances are going to be lowered. That's a guarantee. And the third thing here is there are going to be new taxes brought in. This is a triple whammy for us, guys, and it's massively dangerous. If we keep staying at the same income level, we're going to get less and less of our money to keep. That's why I'm an advocate for setting up businesses. All the different things we've joked about politicians doing, but this isn't politicians. They are just one part of people that know what they're doing, financial planning. People at the higher top 1%, guys, and we encourage all of our customers and people that work with us to be part of it. So we've had a bit of fun, but a serious message. Thanks for joining in. Thanks, Angela. Let's go for some vaping. Let's get our dry robe on, and we'll go and have some fun on a Friday. Cheers, guys.